Late 2016, Havana, Cuba. Diplomats and embassy personnel began reporting unusual health incidents. Officials woke up to strange noises in their rooms. Some felt vibrations or pressure near their ears. Others mentioned a piercing sound, something that seems physical and immediate. Very soon after, symptoms followed: headaches, difficulty concentrating, dizziness, sensitivity to sound. All kinds of neurological and sensory dysfunctions appeared. Family members stationed with affected staff also reported similar experiences. From Havana, reports spread in China, Europe, US embassies, and across the globe. Diplomats, intelligence staff, and even family members, anyone that was stationed abroad, often in sensitive or secure environments. Not all reports were identical, however, but many shared core features. This cluster of cases caught both public and governmental attention. In response, agencies and researchers started referring to them as anomalous health incidents. Others called it Havana Syndrome. Over the years, many tests and experiments were conducted to better understand what these cases were, and in order to find out more about what brings the onset of Havana Syndrome. A large NIH study published in 2024 examined over 80 US government employees and family members who reported symptoms. Through extensive testing, MRI, imaging, hearing, balance, vision, biomarker analysis, they found no reproducible or long-term structural damage to the brain. Though no consistent brain injury was found, symptoms are very real. Fatigue, vertigo, hearing issues, memory problems, and nausea. Some cases even led to persistent conditions that continued, like postural imbalance or persistent postural perceptual dizziness. Researchers also found increased rates of things like anxiety, depression, even post-traumatic stress in those affected. People lived with lingering disturbances long after the initial symptoms appeared. Studies also emphasize that the absence of detectable structural damage does not mean nothing harmful happened. It's possible that whatever caused these symptoms left little or no permanent trace, nothing large enough to be detected, or perhaps something that may have dissipated over time. A 2022 paper suggested that one potential cause could be the use of a directed energy or radio frequency weapon, while also considering other possibilities such as functional neurological disorders, psychogenic factors, or exposure to certain chemicals or neurotoxins. However, the author emphasized the studies reviewed were all limited by sample size, and the true underlying cause of Havana Syndrome remains unknown. Perhaps the most strangest of all is the fact that Havana Syndrome is not recognized as a formal illness. It's categorized in many internal reports as anomalous health incidents, a term meant to remain somewhat vague. It's used by government agencies not necessarily to define a disease, but to define a cluster of symptoms that appeared in certain settings under certain conditions. Because of this, diagnosis, treatment, and acknowledgement vary wildly. Some affected personnel were offered medical care, accommodations, or support. Others found resistance. Sometimes medical professionals doubted symptoms due to lack of imaging evidence or seriousness. This lack of official recognition adds to the unease. When there's no agreed upon diagnosis and no consistent protocol, and no identifiable cause. People suffering are often left in limbo with no solution to their agony they may be experiencing. Perhaps adding to the most terrifying aspect is the fact that no actual cause has been found for the Havana Syndrome. Many victims report hearing something, noise, pressure, or buzzing, just before symptoms start. But there's rarely an obvious source. No weapon, no bomb or device. These attacks may appear in places we assume are safe. Embassies, diplomatic housing, secure zones, environments with trained staff and protocols. For obvious reasons, these people feel unsafe from something they can't identify or defend against. Is it environmental toxins? Some kind of directed energy or electromagnetic device? Or perhaps some new unknown weapon or force? Multiple official reports and intelligence reviews have considered directed energy or electromagnetic energy among possible causes, but none have conclusively verified it. After Havana, similar reports came from American and Canadian personnel in other countries, China, Austria, diplomatic staff in US Washington, D.C. These additional cases have many similar features: onset after strange sounds or pressure, followed by neurological fallout. Despite this, no further information regarding Havana Syndrome was found, or any conclusive treatment for this condition. Internal US government and intelligence reviews have debated whether it was a threat to national security or medical phenomenon. Some agencies concluded it as very unlikely to be foreign-directed energy attack, while others remain open to the possibility. Havana Syndrome remains one of the most unsettling medical and diplomatic puzzles of the 21st century. Symptoms that are vivid, real, disturbing, but no definitive proof of what's causing them. It's not listed as a recognized disease, no definitive weapon has been found, and no consistent environmental source confirmed. Just voices saying that they heard something, felt something, then everything changed. What if the syndrome isn't just a medical anomaly, but a warning of some sort? A signal that modern technology, environmental factors, or unseen forces have outpaced our ability to understand them. Some say it's stress, and some say it's a weapon, but nobody knows for sure. Even today, people across the world continue to experience this mysterious condition, one that remains largely unexplained, shrouded in uncertainty and surrounded by more questions than answers. The unsettling truth is that so little is known about Havana Syndrome that it feels almost unpredictable. A reminder that it could happen to anyone at any time, and all you can really hope is that it doesn't happen to you.